Picture this, a ceremony performed thousands of years ago, shrouded in secrecy, its purpose lost to the sands of time. These ancient rituals, practiced by civilizations long gone, still whisper their mysteries to us today. What drove these people to gather under the cloak of darkness, or to offer sacrifices that defy our modern understanding? The answers remain elusive, buried in the whispers of history. From the sacred rites of the Aztecs to the enigmatic practices of the Vikings, these rituals continue to baffle historians and archaeologists, leaving us with more questions than answers. In this video, we'll journey through 30 of the most fascinating and mysterious ancient rituals that still puzzle experts to this day. Why did these practices exist? What were they meant to achieve? And most importantly, what can they tell us about the minds and hearts of those who came before us? Stay with us as we unravel the secrets of these ancient ceremonies and discover why they remain some of history's greatest enigmas. Now, let's step into the ancient world of Greece, where one of the most enigmatic rituals in history took place, the Eleusinian Mysteries. For over 2,000 years, this secretive initiation ceremony was held in honor of the goddesses Demeter and Persephone. What makes this ritual so fascinating is the sheer level of secrecy surrounding it. Those who participated were sworn to silence, and to this day, the exact details of the ceremonies remain largely unknown. What we do know is that the rituals were deeply tied to the myth of Demeter and Persephone, symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Participants would undergo a transformative experience, often described as life-changing, but the specifics of what they witnessed or experienced are still a mystery. Some theories suggest hallucinogenic substances may have been used to induce visions, while others point to the rituals as a form of spiritual awakening. Whatever the truth, the Eleusinian Mysteries held immense significance in ancient Greek culture, offering initiates a glimpse into the divine. Their enduring mystery continues to captivate historians and spiritual seekers alike, leaving us to wonder what profound secrets were hidden within those sacred walls. Moving from the sacred mysteries of ancient Greece, we now journey to the heart of the Mayan civilization, where another profound and mysterious ritual took place, the Mayan Bloodletting Ceremony. This practice was not merely a physical act, but a deeply spiritual one, believed to connect the human world with the divine. Mayan rulers and priests would pierce their tongues, ears, or other body parts, offering their blood as a sacrifice to the gods. This act of self-sacrifice was seen as a way to maintain cosmic order, ensuring the gods' favor and the continuation of life itself. The blood, considered a sacred life force, was thought to nourish the gods and sustain the balance between the earthly and spiritual realms. What makes this ritual particularly intriguing is the level of symbolism and intention behind it. The tools used, often adorned with intricate carvings, and the specific body parts chosen for the act, were all laden with spiritual meaning. Yet, despite our understanding of its cultural significance, many questions remain. Why were certain individuals chosen to perform these rituals? What visions or revelations did they experience during the process? And how did such a practice evolve and persist over centuries? The Mayan Bloodletting Ceremony remains a testament to the profound relationship between humans and the divine, a mystery that continues to captivate and puzzle us to this day. Shifting our focus from the Mayan world, we now turn to the enigmatic cult of Mithras, a Roman mystery religion that flourished between the 1st and 4th centuries. Unlike the public rituals of many ancient religions, the practices of Mithraism were shrouded in secrecy, accessible only to initiates. Central to this cult were its initiation rites, which were said to be both physically and spiritually demanding. These rites were designed to test the initiate's courage and devotion, often involving symbolic trials that mirrored the journey of Mithras himself. The underground temples, or Mithraea, where these rituals took place, were deliberately designed to evoke the cosmos, with their vaulted ceilings representing the heavens and their narrow, cave-like interiors symbolizing the underworld. The most iconic image found in these temples is the Tauroctony, a scene depicting Mithras slaying a bull. This act is rich with symbolism, believed to represent themes of sacrifice, renewal, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Yet, despite the wealth of archaeological evidence, many aspects of Mithraism remain a mystery. Why was this religion so popular among Roman soldiers and merchants? What exactly were the secrets revealed to its initiates, and how did its practices influence or contrast with other religious traditions of the time? The cult of Mithras offers a fascinating glimpse into the spiritual lives of ancient Romans, leaving us with as many questions as it does answers. Moving from the secretive chambers of Mithraism, we now venture into the world of the Vikings, where death was not an end, but a passage to another realm. The Viking funeral rites were as elaborate as they were enigmatic, reflecting a deep connection between the living, the dead, and the gods they worshipped. Central to these rituals was the concept of the journey to the afterlife, a voyage that required careful preparation. One of the most striking practices was the ship burial, where the deceased, often a person of high status, was placed in a ship alongside their possessions, weapons, and even animals. The ship itself symbolized the vessel that would carry them to Valhalla, the great hall of Odin, where warriors were said to feast for eternity. These burials were not merely about honoring the dead, but about ensuring their safe passage and favorable standing in the afterlife. The role of mythology was profound, with rituals often invoking gods like Odin, Thor, and Freyja to guide the departed. Fire played a significant role as well, with some burials involving the cremation of the ship and its contents, a practice believed to purify and release the soul. Yet many questions remain. Why were certain individuals chosen for ship burials while others were not? What was the full significance of the items buried with them? And how did these practices vary across different Viking communities? The Viking funeral rites offer a haunting glimpse into a culture that viewed death as a continuation of life, leaving us with a legacy as mysterious as it is awe-inspiring. Turning our gaze to the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, we encounter one of the most chilling and complex rituals in history: the Aztec human sacrifices. The Aztecs believed that the gods required constant nourishment through human blood to maintain the balance of the universe and ensure the sun continued to rise. This belief was deeply rooted in their cosmology, which held that the world had gone through several cycles of creation and destruction, each requiring immense sacrifice. At the center of these rituals was the god Huitzilopochtli, the deity of sun and war, who demanded the hearts of captives to sustain his strength. The act of sacrifice itself was a highly ritualized ceremony, often performed on the steps of towering temples. The victim, usually a captured warrior, would be laid on a stone altar, and a priest would use a ceremonial obsidian blade to extract the still beating heart, offering it to the gods. This act was seen as a sacred exchange, a way to repay the deities for their sacrifices in creating and sustaining life. Yet, the scale of these practices raises profound questions. How did the Aztecs sustain such a system, both logistically and psychologically? What role did these sacrifices play in their political and social structures? And why did they believe that the gods required human life rather than other offerings? While the answers remain elusive, the Aztec human sacrifices stand as a stark reminder of the lengths to which ancient civilizations went to appease the divine, leaving us with a legacy that is as unsettling as it is fascinating. Now we venture into the sands of ancient Egypt, where the journey to the afterlife was a sacred and meticulously orchestrated process for the pharaohs. At the heart of these rituals was the belief that death was not an end, but a transition to eternal life, a realm where the pharaoh would continue to rule as a god. To ensure a safe passage, the Egyptians developed elaborate burial practices, beginning with mummification. This process, which could take up to 70 days, involved removing the internal organs, preserving the body with natron salt, and wrapping it in linen bandages. Each step was accompanied by prayers and rituals designed to protect the body and prepare the soul for its journey. The pharaoh's tomb, often a grand pyramid or a hidden chamber in the Valley of the Kings, was equally significant. These tombs were filled with treasures, food, and everyday items, believed to accompany the pharaoh in the afterlife. But perhaps the most mysterious element was the use of spells from the Book of the Dead, a collection of incantations and instructions meant to guide the deceased through the trials of the underworld. These spells, inscribed on papyrus scrolls or tomb walls, were thought to help the pharaoh overcome obstacles, defeat demons, and ultimately reach the afterlife. The complexity and precision of these rituals raise intriguing questions. Why did the Egyptians invest so much effort into preserving the body? What role did the Book of the Dead play in their understanding of the afterlife? And how did these beliefs shape their society and culture? While the answers remain shrouded in mystery, the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife stands as a testament to the ancient Egyptians' profound reverence for life, death, and the eternal. Moving now to the cold and mystical lands of ancient Scandinavia, we uncover the enigmatic practice of Norse Seidr magic. This shamanistic tradition, deeply rooted in Norse mythology, was primarily associated with divination and the ability to see into the future. Seidr was often performed by individuals known as völvers, who were typically women, though there are accounts of male practitioners as well. These seers entered into trance-like states, sometimes aided by rhythmic chanting or drumming, to communicate with the spirit world and gain insights into hidden knowledge. What makes Seidr particularly fascinating is its connection to the god Odin, one of the most complex and powerful figures in Norse mythology. Despite being a male deity, Odin was said to have mastered Seidr, a practice often considered feminine in nature. This unusual association raises intriguing questions about the fluidity of gender roles in Norse society and the spiritual significance of this magic. The rituals of Seidr were believed to influence fate, heal the sick, and even manipulate the weather, but they were also shrouded in mystery and fear. Many Norse texts suggest that practicing Seidr could be dangerous, as it involved tampering with forces beyond human understanding. The exact techniques and tools used in Seidr remain largely unknown, lost to time, adding to its aura of mystique. Why did Odin, the All-Father, take up this seemingly feminine practice, What powers did the Verlvers truly wield, and how did Seithr shape the spiritual and cultural fabric of the Norse people? While these questions linger, Seithr magic remains a captivating glimpse into the mystical world of ancient Scandinavia. Turning our gaze to the ancient Celtic world, we encounter the mysterious and revered rituals of the Druids. These priests, scholars, and spiritual leaders held a central role in Celtic society, serving as intermediaries between the people and the divine. The Druids conducted their ceremonies in sacred groves, natural spaces believed to be imbued with spiritual energy. These groves, often hidden deep within forests, were considered portals to the other world, where the Druids would perform their rituals away from the eyes of the uninitiated. Among their practices, the most controversial and enigmatic was the use of human sacrifice, while accounts from Roman historians, such as Julius Caesar, describe these sacrifices as offerings to the gods or for divination purposes. The true reasons remain shrouded in mystery. Was this a means to appease deities, ensure good harvests, or maintain cosmic balance? The Druids also relied heavily on oral traditions, passing down their knowledge, rituals, and laws through generations without written records. This secrecy has left much of their practices unknown, with only fragments of their beliefs surviving in later Celtic mythology and folklore. The Druids' connection to nature, their role as keepers of wisdom, and their cryptic rituals have fueled centuries of fascination and speculation. What secrets did they guard so closely? How did their practices shape the spiritual and cultural identity of the Celts? While the answers may never be fully uncovered, the legacy of the Druids continues to captivate those who seek to understand the mysteries of the ancient world. Now, shifting our focus to ancient Greece, we encounter the enigmatic and revered oracle of Delphi, one of the most influential figures in the ancient world. The oracle, known as the Pythia, served as the mouthpiece of Apollo, the god of prophecy and light. Situated at the sanctuary of Delphi, perched on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, this sacred site was believed to be the center of the world, marked by a stone called the Omphalos. Pilgrims from across the Mediterranean traveled here seeking guidance on matters ranging from personal dilemmas to decisions of state. The rituals surrounding the Pythia were as mysterious as they were elaborate. Before delivering her prophecies, the Pythia would undergo a purification process, bathing in the sacred Castalian spring and burning laurel leaves, a plant associated with Apollo. She would then enter the inner sanctum of the temple, where she would sit on a tripod above a chasm in the earth. According to ancient accounts, vapors or gases rose from this fissure, inducing a trance-like state in the Pythia. In this altered state of consciousness, she would utter cryptic and often ambiguous prophecies, which were then interpreted by priests and relayed to the seekers. The exact nature of these gases has long been a subject of debate. Modern research suggests that ethylene, a sweet-smelling gas known to induce euphoria and altered states, may have been present in the area, potentially explaining the Pythia's trances. Yet the true origin and composition of these vapors remain a mystery. Beyond the physical phenomenon, the role of the Pythia raises deeper questions. Were her prophecies divinely inspired, or were they a product of psychological suggestion and the intense atmosphere of the sanctuary? How did the Oracle of Delphi maintain its authority and influence for centuries, shaping the decisions of kings and commoners alike? The rituals of the Pythia and the enduring enigma of her prophecies continue to fascinate, offering a glimpse into the intersection of the divine and the human in the ancient world. What truths lie buried in the whispers of the oracle? As we explore this ancient mystery, the allure of Delphi beckons us to ponder the thin veil between the seen and the unseen. Turning our attention to the Andes Mountains, we encounter one of the most haunting and enigmatic rituals of the Inca civilization, the Capacocha ceremony. This sacred ritual, performed during times of great importance, such as the death of an emperor, a natural disaster, or the ascension of a new ruler, involved the sacrifice of children to honor the gods and ensure the prosperity of the empire. The chosen children, often between the ages of 6 and 15, were selected from noble families and were considered pure and unblemished. They were seen as messengers to the gods, bridging the human and divine realms. The journey to the sacrifice was itself a profound ritual. The children were paraded across the empire, sometimes traveling hundreds of miles to reach sacred sites high in the mountains. Along the way, they were adorned with fine clothing, jewelry, and offered food and drink that symbolized their elevated status. Once they reached the designated location, they were given chicha, a fermented maize drink, to ease their passage into the afterlife. Archaeologists have uncovered remarkably preserved remains of these children, frozen in time, often accompanied by intricate offerings such as textiles, pottery, and figurines. The selection process of these children remains one of the most perplexing aspects of the Capacocha ceremony. Why were certain children chosen over others? Were they selected based on specific physical or spiritual criteria, or was the process more arbitrary? Some theories suggest that the children were seen as intermediaries, their innocence and purity making them ideal vessels to communicate with the gods. Others propose that their noble status was a key factor, as their sacrifice would have been seen as a greater offering to the deities. Another unanswered question is how the children were treated in the days leading up to their sacrifice. While some evidence suggests they were revered and cared for, the psychological and emotional toll of such a journey and its ultimate purpose remains a mystery. Were they aware of their fate, or were they kept in a state of blissful ignorance until the final moment? The Incas' intricate belief system and their deep connection to the natural world make it difficult for modern scholars to fully grasp the motivations behind this practice. The Capacocha ceremony offers a stark reminder of the lengths to which ancient civilizations went to appease their gods and maintain cosmic balance. Yet, the moral and ethical implications of such rituals continue to spark debate. What does this practice reveal about the Incas' understanding of life, death, and the divine? As we delve deeper into this ritual, we are left with more questions than answers, a testament to the enduring mystery of the Inca and their sacred traditions. Shifting our focus to the high-altitude plateaus of Tibet, we encounter a funeral practice unlike any other, the sky burial. This ancient ritual, deeply rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, involves offering the deceased to vultures, a practice that may seem shocking to outsiders, but holds profound spiritual meaning for those who follow it. The sky burial is based on the belief that the body is merely a vessel for the soul, and once the soul has departed, the physical form should be returned to nature in a way that benefits other living beings. In this ritual, the body is taken to a designated sky burial site, often located in remote, elevated areas. Monks or ritual specialists prepare the body, sometimes dismembering it to make it easier for the vultures to consume. This act is not seen as desecration, but as a final act of generosity, allowing the deceased to give back to the cycle of life. The vultures, considered sacred birds in Tibetan culture, are believed to carry the soul skyward, aiding its journey to the afterlife. The origins of the sky burial remain shrouded in mystery. Some scholars suggest it may have emerged from practical considerations, as the rocky and frozen terrain of Tibet makes traditional burials difficult. Others point to its alignment with Buddhist principles of impermanence and non-attachment, emphasizing the transient nature of the physical body. Yet, the exact historical and cultural influences that gave rise to this practice are still debated, adding to its enigmatic allure. One of the most intriguing aspects of the sky burial is the role of the vultures. These birds are not only seen as key participants in the ritual, but are also deeply respected. Their presence is believed to be a sign of spiritual purity, and their ability to consume the body quickly is viewed as a positive omen. However, the relationship between the vultures and the people who perform the sky burial remains a fascinating mystery. How did this unique symbiosis develop, and what does it reveal about the spiritual worldview of the Tibetan people? The sky burial also raises broader questions about cultural perceptions of death and the afterlife. While it may seem stark or even disturbing to some, it embodies a profound respect for nature and the interconnectedness of all life. For the Tibetan people, it is a deeply meaningful way to honor the deceased, ensuring their remains contribute to the sustenance of other creatures. As we reflect on this extraordinary ritual, we are reminded of the diverse ways in which cultures confront the inevitability of death. The sky burial challenges us to reconsider our own beliefs about mortality and the afterlife, offering a perspective that is both humbling and thought-provoking. Its spiritual significance and mysterious origins continue to captivate those who seek to understand the rich tapestry of human tradition. Turning now to the fertile lands of ancient Mesopotamia, we uncover the Akitu festival, a cornerstone of the region's religious and political life. This 12-day celebration, held to mark the new year, was more than just a time of festivity. It was a profound expression of the relationship between the divine, the king, and the people. The Akitu festival was deeply intertwined with the worship of Marduk, the chief god of Babylon, and its rituals served to reaffirm the cosmic order and the king's divine right to rule. At the heart of the festival was a dramatic reenactment of the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth. This story, which recounts Marduk's victory over chaos and his establishment of the world order, was performed as a symbolic reminder of the god's power and the stability he brought to the universe. The rituals also included a ceremonial procession, where the statue of Marduk was carried through the city to the Akitu temple, located just outside Babylon's walls. This journey symbolized the god's renewal of his bond with the people and the land. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Akitu festival was its political significance. The king played a central role in the ceremonies, but his position was not secure. During the festival, he was required to undergo a humbling ritual in which he was stripped of his regalia and forced to swear an oath of loyalty to Marduk. This act served as a powerful reminder that the king's authority was granted by the gods and could be revoked if he failed to uphold his duties. The interplay between divine authority and human governance adds a layer of mystery to the Akitu festival, raising questions about its role in maintaining social order. The precise details of the Akitu festival's rituals remain a subject of debate among scholars. Some records describe elaborate offerings, feasts, and processions, while others hint at more esoteric practices, such as divination and purification rites. The festival's connection to the agricultural cycle also suggests that it may have served as a way to ensure a bountiful harvest, blending religious devotion with practical concerns. The enduring enigma of the Akitu festival lies in its dual nature. It was both a sacred celebration and a political tool. Its rituals not only honored the gods, but also reinforced the social hierarchy, ensuring that the king and the people remained aligned with the divine will. The festival's ability to bridge the spiritual and the secular makes it a fascinating subject of study, offering insights into the complex worldview of ancient Mesopotamia. As we explore the Akitu festival, we are reminded of the ways in which ancient cultures sought to make sense of their world through ritual. Its blend of myth, politics, and devotion continues to intrigue scholars and enthusiasts alike, leaving us to wonder about the deeper meanings behind its ancient rites. What secrets did this festival hold, and how did it shape the lives of those who celebrated it? The answers remain as elusive as the sands of Mesopotamia, inviting us to dig deeper into the mysteries of the past. Shifting our focus to the vibrant streets of ancient Rome, we encounter the Bacchanalia, a festival shrouded in both allure and controversy, dedicated to Bacchus, the god of wine, fertility, and ecstasy. These festivities began as religious rites aimed at honoring the divine and fostering communal unity. However, over time, the Bacchanalia evolved into something far more notorious, a series of wild, secretive gatherings that pushed the boundaries of Roman morality. Originally, the Bacchanalia was celebrated as a way to connect with Bacchus and seek his blessings for fertility and abundance. Participants would gather in private, often at night, to engage in rituals that included music, dance, and the consumption of wine. These early ceremonies were deeply spiritual, offering a space for worship and devotion. Yet, as the festival grew in popularity, its nature began to shift. The once sacred rites became increasingly hedonistic, with reports of excessive drinking, uninhibited dancing, and even acts of debauchery. The secrecy surrounding the Bacchanalia only added to its mystique. Held in hidden locations, these gatherings were attended by a select group of initiates, sworn to silence about what transpired. This air of mystery fueled rumors of scandalous behavior, leading many to view the festival as a threat to Roman values. Authorities grew concerned that the Bacchanalia were not just a breach of decorum, but also a potential catalyst for rebellion, as the rituals often brought together people from different social classes in ways that challenged the established order. The Roman Senate took drastic action to suppress the Bacchanalia in the year 186 BC. In a move known as the Senatus Consultum de Bacchanalibus, the Senate banned the festival entirely, imposing severe penalties on those who continued to participate. This crackdown marked a turning point, as the once celebrated rites were driven underground, leaving behind a legacy of speculation and intrigue. What remains most fascinating about the Bacchanalia is the question of how and why it transformed from a religious ceremony into a symbol of excess. Was it simply a reflection of human nature, or were there deeper spiritual and social forces at play? The suppression of the festival only deepened its enigma, as the true nature of its rituals was obscured by fear and censorship. As we reflect on the Bacchanalia, we are reminded of the fine line between devotion and indulgence, and how ancient rituals could evolve in ways that challenged the status quo. The mysteries of these festivals continue to captivate us, offering a glimpse into the complexities of Roman society and the enduring allure of the forbidden. What secrets did the Bacchanalia hold, and what drove its participants to defy convention in pursuit of ecstasy? The answers remain as elusive as the whispers of the night. Now let's journey to the ancient lands of Persia, where fire was not just an element, but a sacred force. In the Zoroastrian tradition, fire holds a central place in worship, symbolizing purity, wisdom, and the divine presence of Ahura Mazda, the supreme god. For the Zoroastrians, fire was never merely a physical phenomenon. It was a living embodiment of divine light, a bridge between the earthly and the spiritual realms. The rituals of fire worship were conducted in temples known as Atash Bayrams, where a sacred flame was kept perpetually burning. This eternal flame, carefully tended by priests, represented the unquenchable connection between humanity and the divine. Offerings of sandalwood and incense were made to the fire, accompanied by prayers and hymns from the Avesta, the Zoroastrian holy texts. The act of feeding the fire was seen as a way to honor Ahura Mazda and maintain cosmic order. But why was fire so central to Zoroastrianism? In their cosmology, fire symbolized the struggle between good and evil, light and darkness. It was believed to purify the soul and ward off corruption, making it an essential element in both daily worship and life cycle rituals, from birth to death. Even in death, Zoroastrians sought to avoid polluting the earth, opting for sky burials where the body's exposure to the elements and scavenging birds mirrored the purifying nature of fire. Yet the mysteries of Zoroastrian fire worship remain profound. How were the eternal flames maintained for centuries without being extinguished? What rituals and prayers ensured their sanctity? And what deeper spiritual truths did the Zoroastrians see in the flickering flames that elude modern understanding? The answers lie buried in the sands of time, leaving us to ponder the enduring legacy of this ancient tradition. Fire, in Zoroastrianism, was more than a ritual object. It was a symbol of the eternal struggle for good, a reminder of the divine spark within all creation, and a testament to humanity's quest for purity. As we reflect on this unique form of worship, we are reminded of the universal power of light to inspire, guide, and transform. What secrets did the Zoroastrians see in their sacred flames, and how did their rituals shape their understanding of the divine? These questions continue to ignite our curiosity, offering a glimpse into one of the world's oldest and most enigmatic faiths. Shifting our focus to the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, we encounter the Polynesian concept of topu, a word that has given rise to the modern term taboo. In Polynesian cultures, topu was far more than simple prohibition. It was a complex system of spiritual and social regulation that governed every aspect of life. Rooted in the belief that certain objects, places, or actions were imbued with sacred or dangerous power, topu served as a way to maintain harmony between the human and spiritual worlds. At its core, topu was about boundaries. Certain areas, such as sacred temples or burial grounds, were declared topu, meaning they were off limits to ordinary people. Violating these boundaries was believed to bring misfortune or divine punishment. Similarly, topu applied to individuals, particularly chiefs and priests, whose high status made them both sacred and potentially dangerous to others. This duality created a web of restrictions and protocols that shaped Polynesian society. But topu wasn't just about restrictions, it also played a vital role in rituals. For example, when a new canoe was built, it would often be declared tapu until a ceremony was performed to remove its spiritual potency. This ritual protected the community from potential harm while ensuring the canoe's safe use. In another practice, tapu was used to manage resources, such as declaring fishing grounds off limits during certain seasons to allow fish populations to replenish. These practices highlight how tapu was intertwined with both spiritual beliefs and practical survival. The mysteries of the tapu system lie in its deep spiritual implications. What made certain things tapu, and how was this power transferred or removed? How did Polynesian societies balance the need for order with the potential isolation of their leaders? And how did the concept of tapu evolve across different islands, each with its own unique traditions? These questions reveal a rich tapestry of belief and tradition that continues to intrigue scholars today. Tapu was more than a set of rules. It was a way of understanding the world, a system that connected the spiritual, social, and natural realms. As we explore this ancient concept, we gain insight into how Polynesian cultures navigated the complexities of life, spirituality, and community. What lessons can we draw from the tapu system, and how does it reflect the enduring human need for order and meaning? These are the mysteries that invite us to look deeper into the wisdom of the past. Now let's journey to the misty landscapes of ancient Europe, where the Celts celebrated one of their most enigmatic festivals, Samhain. This ancient observance, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, was not merely a time of celebration, but also a profound spiritual event. Samhain was believed to be a moment when the veil between the living and the spirit world grew thin, allowing the dead to return to the earthly realm. This connection to the spirit world made Samhain a time of both reverence and caution, as the Celts sought to honor their ancestors while protecting themselves from otherworldly forces. The rituals of Samhain were deeply symbolic. Bonfires played a central role, serving as both a source of light and purification. Communities would gather around these fires, offering sacrifices to the gods and spirits in hopes of securing their favor. It was also a time for divination, as the thinness of the veil was thought to enhance the ability to foresee the future. People would engage in practices like apple bobbing, or reading the patterns of the flames to gain insights into what the coming year might hold. These traditions highlight how Samhain was not just a festival, but a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. One of the most intriguing aspects of Samhain is its transformation into the modern holiday of Halloween. Over centuries, as Christianity spread across Europe, Samhain was gradually assimilated into Christian practices, becoming All Hallows' Eve. Yet, many of its ancient elements persisted. The idea of spirits roaming the earth evolved into the concept of ghosts and haunted places, while the custom of wearing costumes likely originated from the Celtic practice of disguising oneself to confuse malevolent spirits. Even the tradition of trick-or-treating can be traced back to the offering of food to appease the dead. This blending of ancient and modern traditions raises fascinating questions about how cultural practices adapt and endure. What makes Samhain particularly mysterious is the depth of its spiritual significance. Why did the Celts believe the veil between worlds was thinnest at this time? How did they develop such elaborate rituals to connect with the spirit world? And how did these ancient practices manage to survive and evolve into a widely celebrated modern holiday? These questions invite us to explore the enduring power of cultural traditions and their ability to transcend time. Samhain reminds us that the past is never truly lost. It lingers in the stories we tell, the rituals we keep, and the ways we honor the unseen. As we carve pumpkins or light candles on Halloween, we are, in a way, continuing a tradition that stretches back thousands of years. What does this say about our own relationship with the mysteries of life, death, and the unknown? These are the questions that make the Celtic Samhain festival a timeless and captivating enigma. Now let's travel to the arid landscapes of the American Southwest, where the Hopi people have long performed one of their most sacred and enigmatic ceremonies, the Snake Dance. This powerful ritual, deeply rooted in Hopi spirituality, is a profound expression of their connection to the natural world and a plea for life-giving rain. At the heart of the ceremony is the use of live snakes, which are handled with reverence and care, symbolizing the Hopi's relationship with these creatures as intermediaries between the human and spiritual realms. The snake dance is typically performed in late summer, during a time when drought threatens the crops and the community's survival. Participants, known as snake dancers, spend several days in preparation, gathering snakes from the surrounding desert. These snakes, often rattlesnakes, are considered sacred messengers that can carry the Hopi's prayers for rain to the gods. The ceremony itself involves a series of intricate dances and chants, with the dancers holding the snakes in their mouths or hands as they move in rhythmic patterns. This act is not just a demonstration of courage, but also a profound act of trust and unity with the natural world. One of the most fascinating aspects of the snake dance is its symbolic complexity. The snakes, seen as powerful beings with the ability to communicate with the spirit world, are released back into the wild at the end of the ceremony. This release is believed to send the Hopi's prayers directly to the rain deities, ensuring the renewal of life and fertility for the land. The precise details of the ceremony, including the specific dances, chants, and rituals, have been passed down through generations, yet many aspects remain shrouded in mystery. How did the Hopi develop such a unique and elaborate ritual? What is the deeper spiritual significance of the snakes in their cosmology? These questions continue to intrigue scholars and spiritual seekers alike. The enduring mystery of the snake dance lies not only in its ceremonial details, but also in its remarkable survival. Despite centuries of cultural pressures and changes, the Hopi have maintained this ritual as a vital part of their identity and spiritual practice. It serves as a reminder of the profound connection between humans, nature, and the divine, a connection that continues to inspire and baffle those who witness it. As we explore the Hopi snake dance, we are invited to reflect on the ways in which ancient rituals preserve timeless wisdom and challenge us to deepen our own relationship with the mysteries of the world around us. Shifting our focus to the Roman Empire, we encounter the enigmatic ritual known as the Mithraic Tauroctony, a central element of the mystery religion of Mithraism. This ritual, often depicted in detailed carvings and frescoes found in Mithraic temples, centers around the symbolic slaughter of a bull by the god Mithras. The imagery is both striking and cryptic, showing Mithras kneeling on the bull's back, a dagger in hand, as a dog, snake, scorpion, and raven gather around, each playing a role in the scene. The symbolism of the Tauroctony is deeply layered and continues to puzzle scholars to this day. The bull, a potent symbol of strength and fertility, is believed to represent the forces of nature or chaos, while Mithras, in slaying it, brings order and renewal. The animals surrounding the scene are thought to embody cosmic elements or planetary influences, hinting at an intricate connection between the ritual and ancient astrological beliefs. Yet the exact meanings of these symbols and their arrangement within the Tauroctony remain elusive, leaving room for endless interpretation. One of the most intriguing aspects of this ritual is its connection to initiation rites within the Mithraic cult. Followers of Mithras, primarily Roman soldiers and merchants, underwent a series of graded initiations, each stage marked by symbolic ceremonies and teachings. The Tauroctony likely played a central role in these initiations, serving as a visual and spiritual representation of the cult's core beliefs. However, much of what we know about these practices comes from fragmented archaeological evidence, as the Mithraic traditions were closely guarded and never recorded in written form. The mystery of the Tauroctony extends to its origins as well. While Mithraism flourished in the Roman Empire, its roots are believed to trace back to Persian Zoroastrianism, where Mithras was venerated as a god of contracts and light. How this deity transformed into the central figure of a Roman mystery religion, complete with its unique rituals and iconography, remains a subject of debate. The blending of cultural and religious influences in the Tauroctony underscores the complexity of ancient spiritual practices and their ability to adapt and evolve over time. As we explore the Mithraic Tauroctony, we are reminded of the enduring power of symbolism in human spirituality. The ritual's enigmatic imagery invites us to ponder the deeper meanings behind ancient acts of devotion and the ways in which they sought to connect humanity with the divine. Its mysteries continue to captivate, offering a glimpse into the rich tapestry of beliefs that shaped the ancient world. Turning our attention to ancient China, we uncover the fascinating practice of oracle bone divination, a ritual deeply embedded in the Shang dynasty. This ancient tradition involved the use of animal bones, primarily ox scapulae and turtle shells, which were carefully inscribed with questions posed to the divine. The Shang rulers and priests believed these bones served as a direct line of communication with the spiritual realm, offering guidance on everything from agriculture and warfare to royal decisions and natural disasters. The process of oracle bone divination was both precise and ceremonial. A diviner would carve a question into the bone, often phrased as a binary inquiry, such as whether a harvest would be bountiful or if an upcoming battle would result in victory. The bone was then subjected to intense heat, causing it to crack. These cracks were interpreted as divine answers, revealing the will of the gods or ancestors. The inscriptions themselves are among the earliest known forms of Chinese writing, providing invaluable insights into the language, culture, and beliefs of the Shang people. What makes these oracle bones particularly intriguing is the sheer volume of information they contain. Tens of thousands of fragments have been discovered, each offering a snapshot of life in ancient China. Yet, despite their abundance, many aspects of the divination process remain shrouded in mystery. For instance, the exact methods used to interpret the cracks are not fully understood, and the identities of the diviners themselves are often lost to history. Additionally, the selection of specific bones and the rituals surrounding their preparation suggest a deeper symbolic significance that scholars are still striving to decode. The inscriptions on the oracle bones also reveal a society deeply connected to its ancestors and the cosmic order. The Shang rulers frequently sought the approval and guidance of their forebears, viewing them as intermediaries between the human and divine worlds. This practice underscores the importance of lineage and continuity in Shang culture, as well as their belief in a harmonious relationship between the living and the dead. Despite the wealth of knowledge gleaned from these artifacts, many questions remain unanswered. Why were certain bones chosen over others? What criteria determined the interpretation of the cracks? And how did this ritual evolve over time? The oracle bones of the Shang dynasty continue to captivate historians and archaeologists, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the spiritual and political life of one of China's earliest civilizations. Their enduring mystery reminds us of the profound ways in which ancient societies sought to understand and influence the world around them. Shifting our gaze to the frosty lands of Scandinavia, we encounter the enigmatic Viking blot sacrifices, a central ritual in Norse religious life. These sacred ceremonies were deeply intertwined with the Vikings' connection to their gods, nature, and the cycles of the seasons. Unlike the bloodletting rituals of the Mayans or the oracle bones of the Shang dynasty, the blot sacrifices were communal events, often held at key moments in the agricultural calendar, such as the winter solstice or the onset of spring. The word blot itself means sacrifice or worship, and these rituals typically involved offerings of animals, most commonly horses, pigs, or cattle. The chosen animal would be ceremonially slaughtered, and its blood, considered a powerful life force, was collected and used to bless the participants, the land, and even idols of the gods. This act of offering was believed to strengthen the bond between the Norse people and their deities, ensuring favor, protection, and prosperity. The meat from the sacrifice was often cooked and shared in a communal feast, reinforcing the social and spiritual unity of the community. One of the most intriguing aspects of the blot sacrifices is their seasonal timing. Scholars believe these rituals were closely tied to the Norse understanding of the natural world, marking transitions between seasons and aligning with celestial events. For example, the winter blot, known as Jol, celebrated the return of light and life, while the autumn blot sought to ensure a bountiful harvest. Yet, the exact significance of these timings and the rituals themselves remain partially obscured by time, as much of what we know comes from fragmented historical records and later Christian accounts that may have been biased or incomplete. Another mystery surrounds the specific purposes of these sacrifices. While they were primarily acts of devotion, some evidence suggests they may have served additional roles, such as legitimizing the authority of chieftains or reinforcing societal hierarchies. The presence of human sacrifices, though rare and debated among scholars, adds another layer of complexity to this practice. Were these acts driven by desperation, piety, or political motives? The answers remain elusive. What makes the blot sacrifices so compelling is their duality. On one hand, they were deeply spiritual acts, rooted in a worldview that saw the divine in every aspect of life. On the other hand, they were practical, serving to bind communities together and ensure their survival in a harsh and unpredictable environment. The enduring allure of these rituals lies in their ability to connect us to the Viking mindset, a culture that viewed the sacred and the everyday as inseparable. As we continue our journey through the mysteries of ancient rituals, the Viking blot sacrifices remind us of the profound ways in which human beings have sought to navigate their world, forging connections with the divine and each other in the process. Next, we venture to the heart of the Australian outback, where the Dreamtime rituals of the Aboriginal people unfold a tapestry of spiritual and cultural richness. Turning now to the vast and ancient landscapes of Australia, we uncover the profound spiritual rituals of the Aboriginal people, centered around the concept of the dream time. For tens of thousands of years, the Aboriginal Australians have woven their culture, spirituality, and identity into a tapestry of rituals and stories that connect them to the land, their ancestors, and the cosmos. The dream time, often described as the time of creation, is not just a distant past, but an ongoing reality, where the spiritual and physical worlds intersect. At the heart of these rituals is the belief that the land itself is alive, imbued with the spirits of ancestral beings who shaped the world during the dream time. These beings, often depicted in intricate rock art and songlines, are said to have created the mountains, rivers, and valleys, as well as the laws and customs that guide Aboriginal life. Through rituals such as song, dance, and storytelling, the Aboriginal people commune with these ancestral spirits, ensuring the continuity of life and the harmony of the natural world. One of the most fascinating aspects of these rituals is their oral tradition. Passed down through countless generations, the stories of the dream time are not merely myths, but living knowledge, carrying wisdom, history, and spiritual guidance. The songlines, for instance, are intricate sequences of songs that map the landscape, guiding people across vast distances while recounting the deeds of ancestral beings. These songs are not only practical navigational tools, but also sacred expressions of the dream time's enduring presence. The rituals themselves vary widely across different Aboriginal groups, reflecting the diversity of their cultures and environments. For example, corroborees are ceremonial gatherings involving dance, music, and body art, often performed to celebrate important events or invoke the spirits for rain, fertility, or healing. Other rituals, such as smoking ceremonies, use the cleansing power of smoke to purify spaces and people, driving away negative energies and restoring balance. Despite the richness of these traditions, much about the Dreamtime rituals remains shrouded in mystery. The sacred nature of many practices means that certain details are reserved for initiated members of the community, passed on only through direct teaching and experience. This secrecy has preserved the integrity of the rituals, but also made them difficult for outsiders to fully comprehend. Additionally, the disruption caused by colonization has led to the loss of some traditions, adding to the enigma surrounding these ancient practices. What makes the Dreamtime rituals so captivating is their deep connection to the land and the timeless wisdom they embody. They remind us that the earth is not just a resource, but a living, spiritual entity, deserving of respect and reverence. As we reflect on these rituals, we are invited to consider our own relationship with the natural world and the stories that shape our understanding of it. With this glimpse into the Dreamtime, we continue our exploration of ancient rituals, each one a window into the ways human beings have sought to make sense of their place in the universe. Next, we journey to Mesoamerica, where the Olmec ritual ball game reveals another layer of mystery and meaning. Moving from the spiritual depths of the Dreamtime, we now step into the vibrant world of Mesoamerica, where the Olmec civilization left behind a legacy shrouded in mystery and ritual. The Olmec ritual ball game, often regarded as the precursor to later versions played by the Maya and Aztecs, was far more than a sport. It was a sacred event intertwined with religion, politics, and the cosmos. At the heart of the ball game was the ball court, a space considered sacred and symbolic of the universe. The game involved teams using their hips, elbows, and sometimes even heads to keep a heavy rubber ball in motion, aiming to pass it through stone hoops mounted high on the court's walls. The physical demands were immense, but the spiritual stakes were even higher. The game was believed to mirror the cosmic struggle between life and death, light and darkness, order and chaos. The religious implications of the ball game are profound. Scholars suggest it was closely tied to the Olmec's creation myths, particularly the story of the hero twins, who descended into the underworld to battle the gods of death. The ball game symbolized this mythic journey, with the players reenacting the trials of the hero twins. Victory in the game was seen as a triumph of life over death, ensuring the continuation of the natural world and the favor of the gods. Yet the rules and outcomes of the Olmec ball game remain a mystery, while later Mesoamerican cultures left more detailed records. The Olmec version is far less understood. Were the players captives or honored athletes? Was the game a ritual sacrifice, with the losing team meeting a grim fate? Or was it a celebratory event? These questions linger, adding to the enigma of this ancient practice. The ball game also held significant political and social importance. It was a spectacle that brought communities together, reinforcing social hierarchies and alliances. Rulers often participated or sponsored the games, using them to display their power and divine favor. The ball court itself was a centerpiece of Olmec cities, a place where the spiritual and earthly realms converged. What makes the Olmec ball game particularly intriguing is its enduring influence. Despite the passage of millennia, echoes of this ritual can be seen in modern sports and cultural practices, reminding us of humanity's timeless fascination with competition, storytelling, and the sacred. As we reflect on this enigmatic ritual, we are drawn deeper into the ways ancient civilizations sought to understand their place in the cosmos. From the dream time to the ball courts of Mesoamerica, these rituals continue to captivate and inspire, offering glimpses into the mysteries of the human experience. Next, we turn to the rigorous training and initiation rituals of Spartan youth, where discipline and mystery intertwine in the agoge. Leaving behind the sacred ball courts of the Olmec, we now journey to the rugged landscapes of ancient Sparta, where discipline and endurance were forged in the fires of the agoge. This training system, designed to shape Spartan boys into formidable warriors, was as much a psychological trial as it was a physical one. From the age of 7, boys were taken from their families and placed into communal barracks, where they would begin a grueling regimen that would define their lives. The agoge was a relentless process, emphasizing physical strength, mental toughness, and unwavering loyalty to Sparta. Boys were subjected to harsh conditions, including minimal clothing, sparse food, and constant physical challenges. They were taught to endure pain and hardship without complaint, a practice designed to build resilience and suppress individualism. The goal was to create soldiers who would prioritize the state above all else, even their own lives. One of the most striking aspects of the agoge was its emphasis on competition and hierarchy. Boys were constantly tested against one another, with the strongest and most cunning rising to the top. These leaders were given greater privileges and responsibilities, while those who faltered faced ridicule and punishment. This system not only fostered a sense of camaraderie, but also instilled a fierce desire to excel, ensuring that only the most capable would lead Sparta into battle. However, the agoge was not merely about physical training. It also included lessons in stealth, cunning, and survival. Boys were encouraged to steal food to supplement their meager rations, but if caught, they were severely punished, not for the theft itself, but for being caught. This aspect of the training highlighted the importance of resourcefulness and the ability to outwit one's opponents, skills that were crucial on the battlefield. The psychological impact of the agoge remains a subject of fascination and debate. Some scholars argue that the system produced soldiers who were unyielding in their loyalty and fearless in combat, while others suggest it created individuals who were emotionally detached and desensitized to suffering. The true nature of the Spartan warrior psyche remains shrouded in mystery, as much of what we know comes from outside observers rather than the Spartans themselves. What is clear is that the agoge was a defining feature of Spartan society, shaping not only its military prowess, but also its cultural identity. The rituals of the agoge were a testament to the values of discipline, sacrifice, and collective strength that Sparta held dear. Yet the full extent of its influence and the inner lives of those who endured it continue to elude us, adding another layer of intrigue to this ancient practice. As we contemplate the agoge, we are reminded of the lengths to which civilizations have gone to prepare their youth for the challenges of their time. The echoes of this ancient system resonate even today as we grapple with questions of discipline, resilience, and the cost of strength. Next, we turn to the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia, where fertility rites and animal sacrifices intertwine in a celebration as mysterious as it is fascinating. Now let's step into the vibrant yet enigmatic world of ancient Rome with the festival of Lupercalia. Held in mid-February, this celebration was dedicated to fertility and purification, blending bizarre rituals with deep spiritual significance. At its core, Lupercalia was a festival that honored Faunus, the god of agriculture, and Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. Yet, the practices associated with it were anything but ordinary. The festival began with the sacrifice of goats and a dog at the Lupercal, the cave where Romulus and Remus were said to have been nursed by a she-wolf. The blood of these animals played a central role in the rituals that followed. After the sacrifice, priests known as luperci would smear the blood on their foreheads and then wipe it off with wool dipped in milk. This act was believed to purify and protect the participants, ensuring fertility and warding off evil spirits. One of the most peculiar aspects of Lupercalia involved the luperci running through the streets of Rome, striking bystanders with strips of goat skin called febua. These blows were thought to promote fertility, especially among women who willingly lined up to be struck. The festival was a chaotic yet joyous occasion, blending elements of ritual, celebration, and communal bonding. Despite its pagan origins, Lupercalia underwent a significant transformation with the rise of Christianity. By the 5th century, the Church sought to replace the festival with a more Christian observance. This led to the establishment of the Feast of Saint Valentine, though the exact connection between the two remains a subject of debate. Some argue that the romantic associations of Valentine's Day were influenced by the fertility rites of Lupercalia, while others see it as a deliberate effort to Christianize a popular pagan tradition. The mysteries of Lupercalia extend beyond its rituals to its enduring influence on Roman culture and beyond. Why did such a seemingly violent and chaotic festival hold such significance for the Romans? How did its themes of fertility and purification evolve over time? And what can its eventual Christianization tell us about the interplay between ancient traditions and emerging religious practices. As we reflect on Lupercalia, we are reminded of the complex ways in which rituals can shape and be shaped by the societies that practice them. From the blood-stained streets of ancient Rome to the modern celebrations of love, the echoes of this mysterious festival continue to resonate. Next, we travel to the serene highlands of Tibet to explore the spiritual significance of the butter lamp ritual, a practice that illuminates the path to enlightenment. Moving from the bustling streets of ancient Rome, we now find ourselves in the tranquil highlands of Tibet, where the butter lamp ritual offers a stark contrast to the chaos of Lupercalia. This serene practice, deeply rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, is a symbolic act of devotion and enlightenment, illuminating both the physical and spiritual realms. The butter lamp ritual involves the lighting of lamps filled with clarified butter, often made from yak milk. These lamps are placed in temples, shrines, and even homes, creating a warm and inviting glow. The act of lighting these lamps is believed to dispel darkness, both literally and metaphorically, guiding practitioners toward wisdom and clarity. The flickering flames represent the illumination of the mind, helping to awaken awareness and compassion. But the significance of the butter lamp ritual goes beyond its visual beauty. Each lamp is offered with a prayer or dedication, often for the well-being of others or the accumulation of positive karma. This act of selfless giving is central to Buddhist teachings, emphasizing the importance of generosity and the interconnectedness of all beings. The ritual also serves as a reminder of impermanence, as the butter eventually burns away, symbolizing the transient nature of life. The ceremonial use of butter lamps is steeped in mystery and tradition. The preparation of the butter itself is a meticulous process, requiring skill and patience. Once the butter is clarified, it is poured into metal or clay lamps, often adorned with intricate designs. The placement of the lamps within sacred spaces is equally significant, arranged in patterns that reflect cosmological principles or spiritual aspirations. One of the enduring mysteries of the butter lamp ritual lies in its ability to create a profound sense of peace and connection. For many practitioners, the act of lighting a lamp is a deeply personal and transformative experience. The warm glow of the flames seems to bridge the gap between the mundane and the divine, offering a moment of quiet reflection and spiritual renewal. As we contemplate the butter lamp ritual, we are reminded of the power of light to guide and inspire. From the flickering flames in Tibetan temples to the inner light of wisdom, this ancient practice continues to illuminate the path to enlightenment. Next, we journey to the frosty landscapes of the Norse world, where the Yule celebrations mark the return of the sun and the promise of new beginnings. As we step into the frost-kissed lands of the Norse, we encounter the Yule celebrations, a vibrant and deeply meaningful winter solstice festival. This ancient ritual, steeped in both reverence and festivity, marked a pivotal moment in the Norse calendar, celebrating the return of the sun and the promise of renewed life. The Yule season, lasting for 12 days, was a time of gathering, feasting, and honoring the gods, intertwining the mystical with the communal. At the heart of Yule was the celebration of light's triumph over darkness. The Norse, living in the shadow of long, harsh winters, saw the solstice as a turning point, a moment when the sun began its slow journey back to the world. Bonfires blazed, and homes were adorned with evergreen branches, symbols of enduring life amidst the icy grip of winter. The Yule log, a massive piece of wood, was ceremonially burned to honor the sun and ward off misfortune, a tradition that echoes in modern Christmas practices. Feasting played a central role in Yule, with tables laden with meat, mead, and bread. These communal meals were more than just sustenance. They were acts of gratitude and offerings to the gods. Odin, the All-Father, was particularly honored during this time, as he was believed to lead the wild hunt across the winter skies, gathering the spirits of the fallen. The Norse also celebrated the protective spirits of their ancestors, inviting their blessings and guidance for the year ahead. One of the most intriguing aspects of Yule is its influence on modern Christmas traditions. The decorating of evergreen trees, the exchange of gifts, and the very concept of a festive season during the darkest days of winter all trace their roots back to these ancient Norse rituals. Yet much about the original Yule practices remains shrouded in mystery. The exact details of the ceremonies, the precise meanings behind some of the symbols, and the full extent of its spiritual significance are subjects of ongoing scholarly debate. The Yule celebrations remind us of humanity's enduring need to find light in the darkness, to come together in times of hardship, and to honor the cycles of nature. As we leave the Norse world behind, we carry with us the warmth and resilience of their winter rituals, a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the mysteries that continue to surround it. Next, we venture into the ancient Egyptian sands, where the opening of the mouth ceremony reveals the profound beliefs about life after death. Turning our gaze to the sands of ancient Egypt, we encounter the opening of the mouth ceremony, a ritual steeped in mysticism and profound spiritual significance. This elaborate practice was a cornerstone of Egyptian funerary customs, designed to ensure the deceased could thrive in the afterlife. For the ancient Egyptians, death was not an end, but a transition, and the opening of the mouth ceremony was the key to unlocking the eternal journey. The ritual involved a series of precise and symbolic actions, often performed by priests using specialized tools. At its core, the ceremony aimed to restore the mummy's ability to speak, eat, and breathe in the afterlife. Tools such as the adze, a ceremonial blade, and the pesesh kef, a ritual knife, were used to ritually open the mouth and eyes of the deceased. These actions were believed to reanimate the senses, allowing the soul to partake in offerings and communicate with the gods. Central to this ritual was the belief that the physical body was a vessel for the soul. Without the proper rites, the deceased would be unable to navigate the afterlife or access the nourishment provided by offerings from the living. The ceremony also included the burning of incense, the recitation of spells, and the presentation of offerings, all intended to guide and protect the soul on its journey. Despite the wealth of information available from tomb inscriptions and artifacts, many aspects of the opening of the mouth ceremony remain shrouded in mystery. The exact sequence of rituals, the specific meanings of certain tools, and the full extent of the spells used are still subjects of debate among Egyptologists. Some theories suggest that the ceremony may have evolved over time, incorporating elements from different regions and periods, adding layers of complexity to its interpretation. The opening of the mouth ceremony offers a fascinating glimpse into the ancient Egyptian worldview, where life and death were intricately connected, and rituals bridge the gap between the two. It reminds us of humanity's enduring quest to understand the mysteries of existence and to ensure a place for the departed in the eternal realm. As we leave the land of the pharaohs, we move toward the vibrant and enigmatic world of voodoo rituals, where the living and the spiritual realms intertwine in ways that continue to captivate and mystify. Now let us journey to the Caribbean, where the spiritual tapestry of voodoo weaves together ancient traditions and cultural resilience. Originating in Haiti, voodoo is a vibrant and complex spiritual practice with deep roots in African religions, particularly those of the Yoruba, Fon, and Congo peoples. Brought to the New World by enslaved Africans, voodoo evolved into a syncretic tradition, blending elements of Catholicism and indigenous beliefs, creating a unique spiritual framework that continues to thrive today. At the heart of voodoo is the belief in a supreme creator, Bondi, and a pantheon of spirits known as LWA. These spirits serve as intermediaries between the divine and the living, each embodying specific aspects of life, nature, and human experience. Rituals in voodoo are deeply communal, often involving music, dance, and offerings to honor and invoke the LWA. Central to these ceremonies is the concept of possession, where practitioners may become vessels for the spirits, allowing them to communicate directly with the community and provide guidance or blessings. The mysteries of voodoo lie not only in its rituals, but also in its ability to adapt and endure. Despite centuries of persecution and misrepresentation, voodoo remains a powerful force in Haitian culture, offering spiritual healing, social cohesion, and a sense of identity. Yet, many aspects of its practices remain enigmatic to outsiders. The precise meanings of certain symbols, the intricate details of rituals, and the full extent of its healing practices are often guarded within its communities, passed down through oral tradition rather than written texts. One of the most intriguing elements of voodoo is its duality, its ability to embody both the sacred and the everyday. While it is often associated with mysticism and supernatural phenomena, it also serves as a practical framework for addressing life's challenges, from illness to social injustice. This blend of the spiritual and the tangible makes voodoo a living, evolving tradition, one that continues to inspire both devotion and curiosity. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of voodoo, we are reminded of the resilience of human spirituality and the ways in which ancient traditions adapt to new realities. Next, we turn our attention to the ecstatic mysteries of ancient Greece, where the rituals dedicated to Dionysus reveal yet another layer of humanity's spiritual journey. Shifting our focus to the ancient world of Greece, we encounter the enigmatic and ecstatic mysteries dedicated to Dionysus, the god of wine, fertility, and ritual madness. Unlike the solemn traditions of many other ancient religions, the rituals of Dionysus were marked by their intensity and emotional fervor, drawing participants into a state of divine ecstasy. These rites, often held in secrecy, were believed to bridge the gap between the mortal and the divine, offering initiates a glimpse into the mysteries of life, death, and rebirth. At the heart of these rituals was the concept of catharsis, a purging of emotions through ecstatic experiences. Participants, often women known as maenads, would engage in frenzied dancing, chanting, and even acts of physical endurance, all in devotion to Dionysus. The goal was to transcend ordinary consciousness and achieve a union with the divine. This connection to Dionysus was not just spiritual, but also deeply symbolic, representing the cycles of nature, the joy of liberation, and the chaos inherent in existence. One of the most fascinating aspects of these rituals is their profound influence on Greek theatre. The dramatic performances of tragedies and comedies that we associate with ancient Greece can trace their roots back to Dionysian worship. Theatrical productions were originally part of religious festivals in honor of Dionysus, serving as both entertainment and a form of communal ritual. The themes explored in these plays, fate, human suffering, and the struggle between order and chaos, were deeply tied to the spiritual concepts embodied by Dionysus. Yet much about the Dionysian mysteries remains shrouded in secrecy. The initiation rites, in particular, were closely guarded, with little written evidence surviving to shed light on their exact practices. What we do know suggests that these rites involved symbolic acts of death and rebirth, mirroring the god's own myth of dismemberment and resurrection. The purpose of these initiations was not just to honor Dionysus, but to transform the initiates, granting them a deeper understanding of the divine and their place within the cosmos. As we explore the mysteries of Dionysus, we are reminded of the power of ritual to connect us to something greater than ourselves. These ancient practices, with their blend of ecstasy and symbolism, continue to captivate our imagination, offering a window into the spiritual world of ancient Greece. Next, we turn to the powerful traditions of the Native American sun dance, a ritual that speaks to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Turning now to the vast plains of North America, we encounter the deeply spiritual and physically demanding sun dance, a ritual practiced by many Native American tribes, particularly the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho. This ceremony, held during the summer months, is a profound expression of devotion, sacrifice, and renewal. At its core, the sun dance is a prayer for life, a way to honor the Creator, and a means to ensure the well-being of the community and the natural world. Central to the sun dance is the concept of sacrifice, both physical and spiritual. Participants, often men but sometimes women, undergo a rigorous ordeal that tests their endurance and resolve. The most iconic element of the ritual involves dancers being tethered to a sacred tree or pole by ropes attached to their chests or backs. As they move in rhythm to drumming and chanting, they pull against these ropes, often causing their skin to tear. This act of self-sacrifice is seen as an offering to the Creator, a way to seek blessings, and a demonstration of personal strength and commitment. The symbolism of the sun dance is rich and multifaceted. The sacred tree, often a cottonwood, represents the connection between the earth and the sky, serving as a conduit for spiritual energy. The circular dance arena mirrors the cycles of life and the unity of all creation. The dancers' movements, coupled with prayers and songs, are believed to bring harmony to the community and the natural world, reinforcing the interdependence of all living things. While the sun dance has been practiced for centuries, its origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some legends trace it back to a vision received by a spiritual leader, while others suggest it evolved from earlier rituals of the Plains tribes. Despite attempts by colonial authorities to suppress the ceremony in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the sun dance persevered, often in secret, and remains a vital tradition for many Native American communities today. The enduring power of the sun dance lies in its ability to connect participants to something greater than themselves. It is a ritual that embodies resilience, faith, and the deep spiritual bond between humanity and the natural world. As we reflect on this ancient practice, we are reminded of the strength of the human spirit and the profound ways in which rituals can shape our understanding of life and our place within it. As we come to the end of our journey through 30 of the world's most enigmatic ancient rituals, one thing becomes abundantly clear. These practices are far more than mere historical curiosities. They are windows into the beliefs, fears, and hopes of the civilizations that created them. From the Eleusinian Mysteries of ancient Greece to the sun dance of the Native American Plains tribes, each ritual reveals a profound connection between humanity and the divine, the natural world, and the mysteries of existence itself. What's particularly striking is how many of these rituals remain shrouded in mystery, even today. Despite centuries of study, scholars continue to grapple with questions about their origins, purposes, and the deeper meanings behind their symbolic acts. Why did the Aztecs believe human sacrifice was necessary to sustain the cosmos? What secrets were whispered during the initiation rites of the cult of Mithras? And what wisdom did the Pythia of Delphi truly channel in her trance-like state? These unanswered questions remind us that the ancient world still has much to teach us, if only we're willing to listen. These rituals also highlight the resilience of human tradition. Many of them, like the sun dance and the rituals of the Druids, were suppressed or altered by outside forces, yet they endured, often transforming but never disappearing. They speak to the enduring power of faith, community, and the human need to make sense of the world through acts of devotion and symbolism. As we reflect on these 30 rituals, we're left with a sense of wonder and humility. They challenge us to think beyond the boundaries of our own time and culture, to consider the ways in which ancient practices might still resonate with us today. Which of these rituals did you find most fascinating? Was it the haunting beauty of the Tibetan sky burial, the mystifying precision of the Egyptian opening of the mouth ceremony, or the wild ecstasy of the Dionysian mysteries? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this exploration into the unknown, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into history's greatest mysteries. There's so much more to uncover, and we're excited to take you on the journey. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking the extraordinary in the ordinary.